What's up guys, and welcome back to another video. Hope you're all doing well today, and welcome to Terrace View. This is a track created by L21 and is going to be available on the MX Bike shop later today. Actually, I've been lucky to get this one day in advance, and I loaded into this track and I just quickly flew around to see what I'm getting myself in for, and I instantly backed out and hopped straight on the 252 stroke. This track just smells of two-stroke. There's a massive outside rut in every single corner, which I'm going to have much joy in going and railing. There's a little, off the track here, off the side, there's a little practice, like 2 sets of whoops back and forth. However, I have one singular complaint. This man is trying to kill us. There's one whoop here in the middle that's lower than every other one. So I reckon I'll get to about here, wad myself, and completely crash. But other than that, looks like a really good track. The scenery is quite cool. I mean, it's got like terraced water as you go up, which hence the name Terrace View. And you can see a little like trail here that goes through all of the terraces as well. And it's not an enduro as such, but it's just a cool little like single track that goes all the way around the outside of the main track too. And just a nice little extra detail if anyone wants to go out adventuring a bit more. But let's hop on to the two-stroke and let's have some fun. Right, the Husky 250 is my victim of choice for today. Now, as we go around the track, you will see there are some very large outside berms around this entire place. One thing I'm a little bit scared by, before we get into it, is, again, where I've kind of put this bike into my game after the fact, I'm stuck on like the stock Perboso mid-soft tyres. I don't have the option to choose anything else, which is a little bit of a shame. So hopefully I don't get done too dirty on the traction side, and hopefully we still do a good job here of showing off L21's creation. I will say really early on as well that the lighting and the scenery as such is really pretty. I think the lighting itself looks really nice. Now there is, I don't know if it's something that he's done himself or it's just by chance, but I'm on the clear version of this track. However, if when you're loading up testing you change it to rainy, there is also, like, it just gives you a whole different environment and different feel. It's a lot darker, like the track itself actually looks wet, so I do believe that he's gone through the effort of essentially giving us 2 tracks there for the... Oh, please make it. Oh, good, okay. I definitely need to look up at the track map a little bit more. You can see it's not a long track by any means, and I also think by no means is it going to be the most challenging one in the world. But like I said in the intro, the second that I loaded it up and just saw how all these corners flow together, I just thought that needs a 2-stroke on it. And I love tracks that do that for me. And I'm just itching for the 20th of February where I can finally get my hands on the new 2-strokes and do a whole bunch of 2-stroke content and some e-bike content too. It's going to be a very fun time. I'm mostly excited about the 2-stroke series starting up again. As you guys know, I used to live stream a bunch of the European Masters series, which was all 125s only. But that's obviously been put on hold for the time being, as well as the MXGP series is going to be having a 125 only series too. Now, I don't want to dedicate like every single day of my week to MX bikes, although I'm sure some of you would absolutely love to see me live streaming every single day. I'm not sure if my brain could handle it. I feel like that'd be very mentally draining. I always like say to the people that stream full-time rather than making YouTube videos, I have no idea how they do it. Their work rate is absolutely incredible. But no, more so the fact that I don't want to be in a decent spot in a series and then have to miss around where I go and visit my girlfriend for like 4 or so days a month. So that's kind of where I stand in that regards, but nonetheless I'm so excited for the 2-strokes to come back into the game. Now I will say that the sun, like, I feel like the sun feels very low, as you see. He's done a quite good job on the skybox of the sun looking like it's just peeking over that horizon there. It does make it a little bit challenging to see where some of these ruts begin and end, which I think is actually the point. It's meant to be kind of like an early morning environment where you can only just see where you're going. The sun's meant to be in your eyes a little bit, and I think what I'll do is halfway through this I'll transition over to the rainy version as well, so you can see what that all looks like. I'm probably only going to do like 1 or 2 laps around that version, just because I imagine riding on a wet, rainy track at the same time as having these stock tyres on, probably not a recipe for the most fun riding I've ever had in my life, but nonetheless it should be okay. I feel like my throttle control isn't awful, it's just very mid. Definitely not as good as it used to be. I think 2022 Supercross season Linz was in his prime. I think it's been a little bit downhill since then, but I am trying my best. You know, I play the game nearly every single day for a minimum of like 20 minutes or so. Some days I literally do just hop on, record a video, and then hop off again. I don't put any effort into trying to improve my riding at all. I always say as well that it's probably hard to understand if you don't make videos yourself. I'm sure any of the other YouTube guys watching this can throw it out there that if you're trying to talk about a subject at the same time as trying to play this game, it's very, very difficult to do. It can be really, really distracting. And I think a lot of time my riding does suffer because of that. Maybe I feel like maybe every now and then I just need to sit down and record a bunch of footage and then talk over it afterwards, do like a post commentary rather than live. But then at the same time I also like doing the live stuff because then you just get my reaction at the time. And speaking of a reaction, by the way, obviously the Houston Supercross races happened by the time you see this. I'm recording this after all of the qualifying is finished. Can we just give a round of applause to my fellow countryman, Mr. Max Anstey, going top of both qualifying sessions on the 250. I did not expect that. I have got him in my PulpMX team, so I expect him to do absolutely atrocious in the race. I think he's got like a 5 or 6 handicap, and I feel like he can definitely get top 6 or top 7 to get me max points overall. So fingers crossed for that. I think he's doing absolutely incredible. Love to see it. I've seen... Well, I think it's all finished now. Yeah, I think I've watched all the qualifying now today. I have no idea how Sexton's gaining a second on everybody. That's just like out of this world incredible. However, I'm not picking Sexton for my PulpMX team because I'm a little bit scared about his... Not race IQ, that's not the word. I just feel like he makes mistakes in the races that will cost him. And I feel like usually when he's doing this well, you know, he's this far ahead of the competition, something happens in the races that stops him getting the Dubsky. So I'm going to be a bit reserved on that one. I'm not sure who I'm going to choose for my 450s, but I do need to pick them actually within like the next hour or so before the racing starts right now. I apologise where I always seem to record these a day or two in advance. So a lot of the things I say end up not making sense, or they probably don't age well. I'm probably like, oh, so-and-so's going to win, so let's say who. I'll throw a name out there. Who do I think's going to win tonight? I think that Dylan Ferrandis. There you go. There's a controversial pick. I think that Dylan Ferrandis is going to win tonight. He's not going to win, but let's just do it for the sake. If he does win, I look like a genius. If he doesn't win, it's just told you so. So it's fine. Is what it is. And then if Anstey wins a race this season, I will. I don't know what I'll do. I'll be a very happy man. That's all I can say. I love Max so much. Very, very nice man. I always like seeing him in interviews. Comes across as very genuine all the time. I was loving when Lurch was interviewing him before the race, like in between qualies, and he just had a look on his face as if he had no clue what he was saying with the accent. And I found that quite funny. And I mean, I was speaking to Rum today, and speaking of accents, and so he was saying how different like I speak compared to Charlie, even though Charlie only lives about 20 minutes away from me, and we've like grown up in our respective areas that are 20 minutes apart, so it's not like we've been elsewhere in the country and then move closer together. And I feel like in terms of just overall in the UK, I feel like I'm fairly well spoken. I feel like I'm more the typical like English voice that American people think of, which I think is why we have so many bloody American people watching these videos, because I just sound like the typical English guy, typical fish and chips, bottle of water, grass, tomato, all that other good stuff. But yeah, this track actually really good fun already. There's some corners where you can just completely rail around the outside, like look at this, all the way around, and this where it's not super rough as well. It's quite easy to carry that speed. You've not actually got to be on the throttle everywhere. You can take it nice and easy. There's some bits like this are a bit more technical. This corner here is probably the bumpiest on the track, so it's actually a very easy track, I will say that much. However, it is his first track ever made, so the fact that he's been able to get his first track ever made onto the shop means that, I mean, like, they all get vetted, they all get quality checked, so I mean, they're probably very, very happy with the final product. Yeah, let me switch over real quick to the rainy version as well, just so you guys get an idea of what it looks like and what it all entails. Right, here we are then, over to the rainy version. I think I just accidentally cut to the same bit of the track that I ended the previous recording on, which was completely unintentional, but it's fine, we move. As you can see, the track itself looks very, very slick. Now, I'm going to be as careful as I can. Let me Actually, I'm going to be aggressive on the throttle in this next corner and see what happens. If we do a 360, we do a 360. It's fine. So okay. Not doing that again. It's very slippery, which is to be expected from a wet track. However, I know that in every game there's always that weird and wonderful niche of people that like different surfaces and different riding conditions. I myself, every now and then, I'm quite partial to a wet race. I think it's nice to simulate IRL as much as possible, and I really want one of the open roof Supercross stadiums just to have a mudder at some point this year so we can replicate it in game, because I know for a fact that 99% of the people racing are going to absolutely detest it and complain and complain and complain, and I'm just going to be sat there treating it like an enduro race, just nice and easy, take your time in all the corners. I hope the road gets really deep. I'd have so much fun. I'd absolutely love it. So that's on my wish list for the year. Stone Rider, maybe just make one random round rainy. That's a tongue twister. Random round rainy, please, for me. I would love it. I'd love it so much. But I mean, same track layout as you would expect. Just a different skybox, so it looks a bit more overcasty, a bit darker, more dreary. And then obviously we've got the rain on the screen now where it's raining, and the track's a little bit shinier to make it look slick, and the traction itself, to be fair, is a bit slicker as well. How much that will change once the new two-strokes release and you actually have updated tyres as well, I'm not too sure. But right now, as you can see, I'm having to really tiptoe my way around this track. And I mean, the 252 strokes, they can be a little bit lively at times. You know, it's one of them bikes where you do have to get used to how they deliver the power. You've always got to stay in that sweet spot, otherwise they will just absolutely kick out on you. I don't know if it's placebo, but I feel like the Erode, I'm on 1.2 Erode, I've been on that for both the dry and the wet version. I feel like it's both more visible and slightly deeper on this. I could be completely talking out my backside. Hopefully L21 can confirm or deny that in the comments. I know that he watches my videos occasionally, as he reached out to me in the first place to see if I wanted to get an early access list, so thank you very much, sir. And I think overall it's a really nice job of a track, especially for a first one. I think it's very pretty. I'm sure he's had help from many people. He's in that little loop of all the clever guys in the community, something that I could never make a track look as nice as these do. And I know he's very talented when it comes to designing helmets in game as well. I think he messaged me before, which I didn't see for ages, and then it was so long gone that I didn't reply to it. So I don't know if anyone else has ever done that, if you get a message that you didn't realise and then it's been like a month after the fact, you're like, well, I can't really reply now, that's just embarrassingly late, so you just leave it forever. Let me quickly dart across, because I want to try my luck just once or twice at this long whoop section, this back and forth whoop section, something that I definitely need in my life. So I believe it goes this way, because that's the small whoop. Oh my god, these are peaky, Jesus! Oh my god, look how deep these are! Look at that. Oh, you can't really see from the side. I feel like I'd have to go into the replay camera to get the true effect of them. Oh my god, these are so deep. Okay, I might need a 450 to get through these, or at least something with better than stock 250 traction. Oh no, go on. Get off the back of it. Oh no! Oh, okay. Oh, right, well, I got through the second set better than the first set, which I thought was the other way around. Let me just try leaning back only. Oh, no, I can't see myself getting through these on this bike. They're actually quite challenging. I mean, I think it's all to just do with how fast you hit them. As long as you can make your front wheel barely tap each one. Oh, that was much better. There you go, that wasn't too bad at all. And then other than that, the other thing that we've got around here, if I can find it, where is it? It's over here somewhere. And that's if I'm even going to be doing it the right way. Thank God the trees don't have collisions, is right here. I am probably doing it backwards, but if you are a trail rider yourself, you can just follow this trail all the way up around the little terraced, watery bits, and just something nice and cool, nice and unique. I'm glad that he's not just gone, you know what, there's a track, we're done. He's gone through the effort of putting something off and around the track, which personally I really enjoy, those finishing touches. P.S. Stone Rider again, please put circle ruts or something outside the Supercross stadium so we have something to do in between races, thank you. And I think that'll do it for me. I'm really impressed with this. Definitely a two-stroke track in my opinion. I think this track would be a little bit wasted on just a normal 450 or 250. So give it a go. Let me know what you guys think, and thank you very much, L21, for letting me have this a day early. I certainly appreciate it, using that YouTube privilege to my advantage. And I'm going to love you and leave you. If you enjoyed this video, please do drop a like and subscribe to the channel as new. If you're new, not as new. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. And as always, have a lovely rest of the day, whatever it is you're up to. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.